Well, we've issued that weather alert day. We got the threat of some strong storms later on tonight. Could get on the rough side here, especially right along this warm front where it ultimately sets up. Still trying to figure out exactly where this thing's going to stop. But here's the latest look at future tracking. Again, notice that heat index. It goes soaring into the mid to upper 90s later today. We're thinking that frontal boundary is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of that Missouri and Iowa border and then turning back down toward the south and east as it gets around the Mississippi River. That's where we think we're going to be seeing the best threat of some strong storms later on tonight. This is the latest this morning from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, more of the same. They did upgrade us to that level 3 category here, that enhanced risk in really the northeastern half of the viewing area, all the way back toward that Mississippi River. That's where we think the bullseye ultimately might end up later on tonight. Here's the latest look at future track, though. Again, until then, really no issues aside from just how hot it is out there, especially when you think about what we got up to yesterday in those low to mid 80s, and that was about it. It's going to be a little different today, up near 90 degrees. But 9 and 10 o'clock, that looks to be the latest timing on the latest run of future track here, firing up some of those showers and thunderstorms. And again, once they get up and going and moving out of Iowa, they're still going to be meaning some business as they work their way off toward the south and east. Get you up to 4:30 as we get into the early morning hours and still dealing with that threat. So again, this isn't going to be really kind of a one and done scenario. We got a couple of rounds to go as we get all the way through tomorrow morning. Likely going to be starting to wane in that intensity as we go throughout the mid to late morning hours, but future track still blowing up a few more of those storms by about midday. Our second round that we've got a little bit more concern with is Saturday afternoon and evening. You can see some of these storms kind of bubbling back up and then working their way through, and they too could mean a little bit of business as well as we get into tomorrow. But again, all of that hinges on just how tomorrow morning unfolds. So ultimately, we don't really have a ton of certainty in that forecast as of right now. For tonight, though, severe threats, they're all there. Damaging straight line winds, large hail. Even that tornado threat's going to be there, folks, as we get into tonight, especially closer to that Mississippi River. I think that's where ultimately the corridor might set up later on tonight. But again, still a lot to track. You can see Rain Tracker trying to pick on the Mississippi as we get into tonight. Still just a little bit too close of a call for us here in mid-Missouri. What we're going to be expecting tonight, though, 1 to 2 inches here, some locally heavier amounts where we see those storms start to kind of train, but we may pick up another inch or two getting into tomorrow. So that flash flooding threat, that's also going to be a problem, especially as we get into Saturday itself. Looking at that ABC 17 Storm Track 7-day forecast, Saturday is just about a washout at this point. By Sunday, though, got a little better shot at getting outside, maybe knocking out some of those outdoor activities, but still keeping those rain chances in the forecast all the way through Monday.